I'm Newborn Princess and welcome to my painting class. Think of it like a paint and sip class at home. You could be alone, like me, or you could be on a date, a cute little date night, that's adorable. A family night, family painting night, a girls' night. If you want to do something fun, I got your back. You could just do it at home. I trust you'll be able to use this video as a helpful guide to draw a beautiful landscape of a wave crashing on the beach at night. So let's get started, shall we? You're going to start off by making a gradient from light blue to dark blue. And you're going to make it in a circular pattern. So you're going to make the edges, you know when you're on Instagram editing a picture and there's that option, it's called like vignette or something like that. And it just makes the edges darker. That's what you're going to do. But you're going to make it from a dark blue to a light blue. And the way you can make the dark blue is actually just by adding red to whatever blue you have. And then that'll turn it into a more purple shade and it'll make it look deeper. And just make it as blended as you possibly can, but it doesn't have to be like super perfect or anything. So now we're going to start making the horizon line. You could just basically sketch this out with your paintbrush, make a faint white line just so we know where the horizon line is. And then using a dark purple color, you can start on one side by making these round shapes, and that's going to be where the rock formations that we're making are going to go. But at this point, they don't need to be perfect or opaque or anything. You're kind of just mapping out where you want yours to be. Just make them on the right side of your canvas to make things simpler. I mean, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything that I'm saying. But if you want to follow the directions, make them on the right side of your canvas. And then start slowly building up color on the right side, because the light source, we're going to make a moon in the center eventually. So you want the shadows to be cast on the right side. That's where the shadows are going to go. So you're going to make that side darker. You can use a dark purple for this. I would steer away from black at this point, but a dark purple works just perfectly fine. And then you're going to start by adding highlights on the left side of the rock formations. And right now you can just use a lighter gray color, a lighter purple, nothing too fancy. Again, we're just kind of mapping them out. We're going to slowly build up the color. Once you figure out what you want to do with your rock formation, again, this is just a sketch. You could change it later on, okay? You're going to take a lighter green color and you're going to make a straight line that goes downward like this. And then you're going to continue this straight line past the line that went downward, as you can see, like that. And it kind of curves outward like a backwards S. And inside the eye, there's that little section there. You're going to add that bright green color in full saturation. So then on the section on the top, you're going to make a curve that goes downward. So it goes from up to down. And that's going to be for the top section. And now the bottom section is going to go from up as well, but up and to the right. So it's going to be feeding into the direction of the wave as a whole. But the one on the top is just going to go down. So make sure you preserve that section in the middle where the green is. Try to keep it as fully saturated as possible, because that's going to be where the light is the brightest, because in the eye is where the light is captured the most. And as I said earlier, we're going to be adding a moon in the center right there. So now we're going to be adding white, just like with a slight pinch of blue in there. You don't want it to be bright white. And we're going to be making these straight lines going across the canvas, but basically it's going to be forming from outwards from the center point. So as you can see, I started to sketch out where the moon is going to go for presentation so that you can see where the light source is going to be hitting. So everything that's in a vertical line of that center point where the light is going to be the brightest, and you're going to make the lighting fade out on either side horizontally. So from these little whitish blue lines that you're making, you're going to blend out the back of them into the wave. And that's just me showing you my cheap set that I got for like $20 at Michael's today. and they actually work really well. So, you know, I'm not sponsored, but those are ones that are new. And okay, if you want a cheap paint set, these are gouache. Okay, usually I do acrylic, but I wanted to try out gouache. Anyway, you can actually mix acrylic with gouache. I didn't do that, but I don't know, you can let it. But you see, I'm brightening the eye of the wave. I'm going to keep referring to it as the eye, and then it kind of fades out either way in that triangular formation, and then you can add more brightness on the center points of those waves coming downward as well in that same vertical line. Add a bit of white at the top of the wave right there, and then we're going to use pure white because it's going to blend anyway, so who cares, you know? Just add pure white at the top, and you could think of it as a thin, tiny little cloud, okay? But you could start off with a straight white line and then just blend out the edges to make it cloud-like, and then you're gonna bring it all the way down to the curve, all around the curve, and then you're gonna fluff out the edges. Dry off your brush and then make it damp. With that dry brush, you can fluff out the edges and make it look like a nice little fluffy cloud, and that'll make it look like it's spraying outward. And then you're going to do it a little bit on the bottom as well. And then at the bottom here, where the wave is crashing into the rest of the water, is where you're going to add a big fluffy cloud. Okay, make it as big and fluffy as you want. It's going to fade a little bit. The opacity isn't going to be as potent as you might like, but that's okay because we're also going to be adding some darkness at the bottom, because that's where the shadows are going to be. So that is going to make it look brighter as well. And then just make it the brightest that you possibly can at the top where the moonlight is going to be hitting it. But don't overdo it too much. You don't want to make it too bright. Make it bright where the light is hitting it. Everywhere is not going to be super bright, you know what I mean? Once you add more white to the top, you can fluff them out however much you deem necessary, and then that's going to make it look like it's spraying outward the more you buff out the edges. You're going to take the fluffiness at the bottom and you're going to blend it into the darkness. So the bottom of the wave, where it's all crashing, is going to be darker there. So you're just going to blend it into the dark blue. And now we're going to map out where the clouds are going to go. And remember, there is a moon right there. So it's going to be brightest where the light is hitting it. As you can imagine, it's going to be surrounding the moon is where it's going to be the brightest. And then it's going to fade into the darkness, into the dark blue that we made earlier. So you're going to start off by making the outline of where the clouds are. And then you're going to take your brush and you're going to clean it off. And with the damp brush, you're going to blend it into the dark blue. And that's a really simple way to make a cloud effect without giving it too much detail. You can always just leave it at that. I do add quite a bit more detail at the end, but I always do too much when it comes to clouds. I overcomplicate them. That's the thing about clouds. They're not complicated at all. They're formless. You could do whatever you want, but for the sake of this, you could just leave it at that. You could do whatever you want to do. This is your painting, but this is a really easy way to make a cloud effect. With the light brown, I'm adding more highlights to those rocks. They were way too dark, and especially the ones that are closest to the moon are going to pop out the most. So you're going to add those colors. I like how the brown looks. You can use a light green color though, but either way, you want the side that's facing the moon to be the brightest. Then to create a more homogeneous effect throughout the whole painting, I'm adding that same cyan color that I used in the waves on the rock formation as the transition. This part is optional if you don't have a fluffy brush. Don't sweat it, but I am fluffing out these clouds very lightly with the light hand. That way it looks like the camera was out of focus when the picture was taken, you know, giving that sort of effect. That way your eyes go towards the wave first rather than the rocks. But pro tip, if you have a makeup brush laying around that looks like this, you can use that. Just wash it and never use it for makeup again. Okay, don't ever use that for makeup again. But you can literally use makeup brushes as paint brushes if you don't want them anymore. I mean, it's better than throwing them out, right? Just use that same brush to fluff out the waves slightly. And now I'm fluffing out the clouds and I'm giving everything this misty spraying effect. That seafoam green color, I am defining the edge of the wave. And then I'm using a light yellow color to really highlight the highlights of the wave. So the very top point of the eye and the tippy top of the inner edge of the wave, as you can see. And then I'm using downward motions to blend that out at the top, and then those round motions to blend out the eye. Then using a teeny tiny brush like so and a dark purple or a dark blue, start to outline the edges of the little tiny fluffy cloud-like formation that is on the edge of the wave. And then you can blend that in on either side, but you want to keep it very, very tight, the amount that you're letting that little sliver of darkness exist. You're going to bring that outline all the way to the edge of the fluffy cloud as well. Though we will be going over it there, you still want it to be there. But you want to keep it down towards the bottom of the wave. You don't really want to bring it up too high. And then with a very light hand and that same brush, you're going to blend it upward in the same direction that you blended the rest of the top of the wave. You're going to blend it upward into the light green color. And then with that teeny tiny brush, clean that off nice and good, okay? And then you're going to take tiny, tiny, tiny little dots and bring them across the top of the wave. And you're going to make them sparsely separated as you get further away from the light source. And then using the tip of that brush, you might want to clean it off a bit as well. You're going to blend them downward into the rest of the wave. But you want to keep the top as bright as you can. If you're using something fast drying like an acrylic paint, it's going to be really easy to add those highlights. However, I'm using this gouache, which can easily be reactivated, so it's kind of difficult to add the highlights right now. So you can always add them later. You don't need, it's not dire, you know what I mean? You can use your fluffy brush to add fluffy white highlights to the top of the crashing part of the wave. And then you can also add a very light yellow color at the top of the most highlighted part. And then that'll add warmth and that'll make it look like it's the most highlighted part. And then we can take a brown color and we can add it to the center of that same vertical line where the light is coming from. And then on either side, we're blending it into the blue darkness. But you see right underneath where the last wave is, we want to preserve a line of blue because that's where the shadow is going to be cast from the moon. And in that last wave that's closest to the sand, you're going to add a little tiny bit more of that brown, and you're going to take it and dab it into that wave. And that'll make it look like the sand is poking through. And then you can add some more of the whitish blue over the sand color that you just added. Then at the top edge of the white, you can use a damp brush to fluff out the edge there, and that'll give it that same spraying effect that we're going for. You're just going to keep going back and forth and doing this until you get the desired effect, basically. And now it's time to take a dark blue color, and we're going to make the same formation of the crashing wave, the cloud-like formation at the bottom, and we're going to bring that into the green part of the wave as well. And that's going to make it look like the shadow is going to be casting onto the wave. And now you can add some more highlights to the clouds with a tiny brush, and then using a small round brush, go in a circle, and with that white color, you can now make the moon. You can make it nice and full. And then once you've given those little highlights on the clouds a second, then you can go back in and you can blend those out as well. Don't bring it too far into the darkness. This part is so much fun. You can add little tiny sparkles on the highlights of the waves. Just add little dots, dab them across. And now is your painting's perfection era. We're going to go back in with the dark blue or the dark purple, and we're going to blend out all of those clouds into the darkness a little bit more, add a little bit more highlights. And then you can take the dark blue or dark purple and you can start adding more depth to the waves. As long as you have your basic colors on, you are golden, and you can start adding your own personal touches to it. Redefine the cloud-like formations on the crashing wave, and then go in with a dark purple. And this part is actually important, I think. Add more depth to those rock formations in the back and to the edge of the painting around where the wave is crashing into the ground. And this adds so much depth, it's not even funny. I was so happy that I did this. It really makes a huge difference. Add more depth around the outside parts of everything. And that, I'm telling you, is going to elevate your painting tenfold. It's going to add magic to it. It's going to bring it to the next level. And then for another little added touch of elevation, add a little sliver of blue right underneath the part where the wave is hitting the sand, that little tiny shadow. Do that, blend it out a little bit, blend the edges out into the rest of the painting, and it's beautiful. And then you can add a little circle of light blue, light teal around the moon, and then blend it into the rest of the blue, and then that'll make it look like it's glowing. Finally, add little tiny subtle highlights on the sand. You can take all the time you need to make your own personal finishing touches, and that's about it. When you try this out, I would love to see it. My Instagram is darkestnightofoctober, and I will see you in the next video.